posted my story about meeting Roger Moore, so I thought I might as well post it. Might as well tell it, because we've lost Roger Moore. He's no longer with us. But I met him on a very long drive. Because I was a cab driver working off of a station, a railway station, and he asked me to take him somewhere quite a long way. And the whole journey, I didn't realize it was him because he was sitting behind me in the back in my Laguna, and it was night time. So he jumped in, told me where he was going, and that was it. And then he said something. He must have said something to me like, "Well, you sound like you're not the normal cab driver." And and then he might have said something like, "What else do you do? What are you planning to do?" And so he just asked questions about me, and I said, I'm planning to become a singer. I'm trying to put a show together. I'm trying to put an Elton John show together, where I appear as Elton John because I play the piano and I sing. Oh, do you? Yeah, I play the piano and I sing, and I've learned all his songs. I don't know the piano for all the songs yet, but I'm learning it. And he was really, really interested. And then he told me about this. I think I can tell you this. Yeah, he told me about some wedding or something that he'd been to, and he said, and there was this Elton John tribute, and then he said, and when we were waiting for him to come on the stage, we heard the sound of a helicopter landing, and then in came Elton John and began the show. It was a fantastic entrance. And I said, helicopter? He came in a helicopter? I said, well, no, it was just part of the recording. And I thought, wow, what an excellent idea. I did that with my show. Thanks to Roger. Because he even said, you should do that. It was really good. So I decided to do that. That was part of my show. In the later shows, not early on, I did lots of different versions of the show. I did it for about 10 years. But I did that show because he encouraged me to believe that I was able to do that I could do that, and I did do it. Now, as I say, that's what we just talked about, my dreams, what I might do, how I might become, a performer, which I did become, and I'm an equity actor as well now. And he never talked about himself for the entire journey. And then we got to where he was going, and I won't say where it was. We got to this place where he was going, and I switched on the light and asked him for the fare, the taxi fare. I think it was about £14, and he gave me a £20 note, and he said, "Oh, just keep the change." And I said, "Oh, thank you very much, sir, thank you." And he said, "And good luck with the gigs." And he kind of rolled his eyes as he said it. And as I looked at him, I thought, oh my God, that's Roger Moore. And I think he must have seen the recognition in my face, because it's this shocked face. It's almost a horror face, isn't it? That you get if you're someone famous and people recognize you. You get these horror faces everywhere. It can't be very nice, actually, in a way. So he got my horror face, my shock face, my monk. But he smiled it off, and he was absolutely charming and wonderful. got out the car with full elegance and went off on his merry way. That was the one time that I met Roger Moore. And I have to say that the fact that he didn't care that I didn't realize who he was, the fact that he cared only about me and my dreams and what I might do with my life, that's all he talked about. Without being the slightest offended or bothered that I hadn't realized who he was. And I'm a big fan. I just hadn't really looked. He was behind me. But that just shows you what an unbelievably generous man he is. Or was. What a magnificent man he was. To build someone up in that space of time, it was probably about 25 minutes. It might have been longer. But to build me up, to boost my ego, to give me that confidence, to think through all these possibilities of how you could do it and how you could make it better. And we talked in much greater detail about all sorts of things. I can't even remember the details of it. I just remember, wow, this man is like a sort of mentor. He's just helping and just piling on the help and taking such keen interest in me and my life and how I would get somewhere. And so that's who Roger Moore is to me. I mean, that is who he is to me, because that's the one time I met him. He's a very, very generous and great influence on me. And it's very sad that he's gone. So that's why he's the greatest James Bond. And I won't hear any objection to that fact.